is Amy Hale at the Fremontfair in lovely Seattle today, and I'm here with Kenji. Hey Kenji.
Hi Amy.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I am super duper.
Kenji is one of our local Seattle Twitter experts. So can you tell me a little bit about Twitter and how you use it, and also what your Twitter username is?
All right, first off, yeah, Twitter is, well, my Twitter handle is Kenji_Onozawa, and that's impossible for me to spell right now. But what is Twitter? It's kind of like what isn't Twitter, to be honest, because originally when I first came across it, hey, I thought it was a Facebook status update. I think that's what a lot of people think it is, and that's where their expectations get skewed. But in all honesty, it's a communication device. I find information. I find people that I want to know. So Twitter is not as much about, hey, what are you doing, as much as it is what matters to you.
So when did you start using it?
You know, I was signed up, I think, more than a year ago, but again, I didn't know what it was. So I got on there, I had no followers, I didn't know what I was trying to do with it, and so I lost interest. And I think that's where you find that they say that 60% of Twitter new users stop using it. And it's because you don't get a lot of the satisfaction that you would get out of Facebook. You have no followers, you have no reason to use it. So, but I stuck with it, and I found a lot of value in it. And yeah, I'm a Twitter advocate.
I am too. I love Twitter. As a Seattle Twitterer myself, at Amy Hale, I find it really useful for information gathering and also information dissemination. I retweet a lot. So if you had to sort of give advice to somebody who didn't know what it was about at all and why it would be useful for them, what would you say?
I would say be patient and just share. I think that's what it's all about. What you're trying to do is build community around the ideas and the things that you like, and that's the beauty. That given time, they'll come and find you. And so don't be discouraged. It might take a month, it might take 2-3 months, but you'll find people with common interests with you, and that's what I love about it.
So we're actually sitting here in the social media tent at the Fremontfair, and to my knowledge, this is the first time that Twitter has been used at an event like this, certainly at the Fremontfair in its 38th year. Do you think it's useful?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially for nonprofits. Twitter is effective, efficient, and it's relatively cheap. To get started with, to get your word out, to rally your troops, so to speak. And for that reasons, I see a lot of value in it for a nonprofit, especially for Solid Ground.
And speaking of Solid Ground, it's an organization that helps raise money and awareness for homeless. Mm-hmm. And so, again, being here at the social media tent that Solid Ground is sponsoring, have you actually connected with anybody, aside from me, that are on Twitter, like in person, that you find is useful, that's for networking purposes today?
I've met a few people, a few people from Solid Ground, and a few people just through SMC. I'm part of SMC Seattle Social Media Club, and yeah, networked with a few folks that way, and it's great.
What's been your favorite thing about today?
Oh, it's hard to say, but quite honestly, it's my first Fremontfair, and beyond that, this just helps Solid Ground fight homelessness and things like that. At the Fremontfair, there's a certain energy that I've never felt. I saw the parade, and of course you're thinking, oh, it's just the naked bicyclist. But beyond that, I think it's the power that you get from all these energetic people who just love what's going on here in Seattle, and it's kind of that spirit that brings me and hooks me. So yeah, I loved it.
Thanks so much, Kenji. Is there anybody else you want to give a shout out today?
Amy Hale, because she gave me a big follow Friday, and I gotta follow back.
Follow back. Props to that. Thanks, Kenji. All right, we're out.